platforms have dropped their 10-minute delivery. They've been told to roll back on 10-minute delivery. In fact, what we're seeing on Eternal is the stock was up 3.5 to 4%, currently up just 2% in trade. So we're seeing, let's quickly pull up the stock chart of an Eternal, because they've been told to basically drop their 10-minute delivery. Well, stock chart not reflecting much, frankly, but it was up nearly 3.5 to 4% earlier in trade, and we're seeing a bit of a pullback with regard to that. So I don't know what or how this is going to impact them, but a certain impact. If 10-minute delivery is dropped, what is likely going to be the next rollout in terms of what's permitted? Is it going to be 30-minute delivery? Is it going to be 1 hour delivery? And what's the kind of competition that's going to play out? Because now you've got dark stores already set up by some of these quick commerce giants, and they've been set up to enable a 10-minute delivery. Now, with that being dropped, I wonder what happens. Is there more optimization to be done with regard to dark stores? Very, very likely that may be the case, but this is basically a very, very big development. Union Minister has persuaded major delivery players to remove the 10-minute delivery services, and that also is the key, basically. And how do dark stores really evolve will be the key question thereafter. Snehi is here, in fact, with more. Snehi, what are you hearing?
And also we understand from ANI and Times now that following a series of sustained interventions, the Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia has persuaded major delivery aggregators to remove the 10-minute delivery deadline. Remember, this is one of the big asks of the groups and the organizations that had called for the strike on Christmas Day and New Year's Day in 2025. So that's just a few days ago in December. And this was one of their major asks other than social security benefits. A meeting was held with leading platforms including Blinkit, Swiggy, Zepto and Zomato to understand concerns related to the delivery timelines. Blinkit had already acted on the directive and removed the 10-minute delivery promise from its branding. This is something that has already happened. Other aggregators are expected to follow suit in the coming days. The move is aimed at ensuring greater safety, security and improve working conditions for gig workers, and as part of this change, Blinkit has also updated its brand messaging. The company's principal tagline has been revised from 10,000 plus products delivered in 10 minutes to now 30,000 plus products delivered at your doorstep. So this is one of the big updates coming in, and in fact we also I also spoke to the organizer of the strike on 25th December and 31st December, Mr. Sheikh Salahuddin, the founder and president of TGPWU and the national president secretary of the IFAT, who is in charge of the strike, and he has confirmed to us that yes, indeed, the Labour Ministry has come out with a notification, and this persuasion has come from the Labour Ministry directly to some of these platform aggregators who provide 10-minute delivery service. So yes, it's a win coming in from the gig workers side, but yes, this was one of the big asks back then, and now this seems to have been fulfilled. Back to you.
This is big, Snehi. Stay with us, because what this will likely mean is there'll have to be a rejig with regard to the dark store format that they follow. The current dark store format requires them to have a dark store within a certain radius. That radius might just go up as a result. Snehi, stay with us, but we have Times Network's Karishma here for more with regard to what she's hearing. Karishma, what are you hearing? Good afternoon.
Well, yes, what we're given to understand is that this has happened because of intervention of the Union Labour Minister, Mr. Mansukh Mandavia, and what we are learning from our sources is that a meeting was held with Blinkit, Zepto and Zomato and Swiggy to address these particular concerns that are related to this quick delivery setup. Now, Blinkit has already acted on it and removed the 10-minute delivery from its branding, from saying that 10,000 plus products delivered in 10 minutes, it says 30,000 plus products delivered at your doorstep. So this branding has now been changed by Blinkit, and all other quick delivery setups will also have to follow suit, because questions were being raised on what this does for the delivery boys. Other aggregators are also expected to follow suit in the coming days, is what we are learning from the Labour Ministry. The move is aimed at ensuring greater safety, security and improved working conditions for the gig workers, because this was also a major concern that had been raised earlier, and now that also has been addressed by this meeting between the Union Labour Minister and Blinkit, Zepto, Zomato and Swiggy. So obviously it is aimed at better protection for these gig workers.
Thank you so much for that, Karishma. Sneha, I wonder what happens with regard to dark stores.
Well, yes, Harsh, so that's an interesting way to look at it, because dark stores are required to be within certain kilometers in a very busy hubs, in very busy and very thickly populated residential areas, and that is the reason why they were able to meet this 10 or 12 minute deadline that all these apps have internally set for themselves. Just talking about what the dark store guidance is for both of these companies. First of all, if you talk about what Zomato has said, that they are going to be reaching 2100 stores, by December 2025 versus their earlier guidance of 2000 stores, and they've also hiked their dark store guidance for March 2027. Now they're aiming for 3,000 stores. So it's going to be very important to now watch out for what the what the dark store trajectory is going to be for some of these names, what the expansion plans are going to be over here, if at all they need so many dark stores now that this 10-minute delivery model has been rolled back. For Swiggy too, they added 40 stores in the second quarter, and they've also guided that they are going to be increasing their per square foot throughput that comes out of all of these stores. So these metrics are also going to be very important to watch out for. And yes, what the dark store growth trajectory is, what the plans are for expanding into tier 2, tier 3 cities, and of course in metros too, now that this 10-minute delivery model has been rolled back, is going to be very crucial. And of course the impact that it has on their financials, how else could that money be used, what are other expansion plans. So this actually opens a whole new can of worms, but yes, lots to watch out for on this front.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Sneha. We'll continue to monitor that situation and try and maybe quantify this and understand this better. But this is obviously big. No real impact on the stock prices. Let's pull up a Swiggy as well. Let's see what that one is doing. In fact, that's seen a bit of a crack, Swiggy, if I understand right. But yes, nothing much, frankly, just a % lower in trade post that announcement. So we'll wait and watch as to what the after effects of that are. Aniruddha, you're still with us.